Tappet Brothers, and we're broadcasting this week from the fall foliage observation deck here at Car Talk Plaza. Actually, the foliage deck is on the first floor this year. Since all the leaves have already fallen, it's a good place. We're a little late, aren't we?
I'm glad you brought up the subject of leaves.
Yes.
Because...
Did you want me to leave?
No, I wanted to ask you a question. Here's the question. Are plants really that stupid? I mean, most great philosophies are based on some allusion to nature and the magnificence of nature. And I heard someone say the other day that because this has been a particularly warm autumn, flowers are beginning to bloom when they were supposed to not bloom. They think it's spring again. And my question is, are plants that stupid? Mm-hmm. I mean, I thought plants were the ultimate in intelligence.
Yeah,
they're one with nature. They are nature. You mean nature isn't perfect, and you can fool it by just throwing in a couple of extra degrees, and flowers come out?
Sure, of course.
Oh, okay. Just
fooled you, huh?
Just wanted to check on that. Actually, you want to read something funny?
No, but I'd like to hear something funny.
Here's an article sent to us by Bill Kent from Pennsylvania. He says, as NASA's Magellan probe, this is it looks like the Wall Street Journal, as NASA's Magellan probe approaches its 2,500th orbit around Venus, it's spreading the interplanetary fame of female Earthlings, because the International Astronomical Union, the scientific group which is charged with designated newly found heavenly places, has chosen to recognize distinguished women by giving their names to craters and other features now visible as Magellan's radar imaging device penetrates Venus's dense clouds. Interesting, huh? To help out, a public nomination process for crater naming is being coordinated by the U.S. Geological Survey. And some names some women who have been nominated include the Dutch diarist Anne Frank, the American anthropologist Margaret Mead, and none other than Norwegian skater Sonja Henie. And Bill writes at the bottom, he says, "Dear brothers, I can see it all. Picture, if you will, two concentric craters on Venus. The inner crater is named Sonja Henie, and the outer one is what?
Her tutu.
Sonja Henie's tutu."
1-800-332-9287. Hello, you're on Car Talk.
I love it. Hello, who's this?
Hello, this is Bill from Florida.
Bill.
Hi, Bill.
What's up?
Well, I've been having some problems with my 1987 Honda Prelude. I take it out on a trip, and about an hour into the trip, the air conditioner starts putting out mostly fog, and a few minutes after that, it's not working anymore.
Oh, yeah?
Not working. Meaning?
Not working at all. It's just like not putting out any cold air at all, and after you stop and the car is shut down for, 30 minutes to maybe an hour, and you start it up again, it works again for a while.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you say it
terrible problem.
Puts out fog, but the fog it puts out has no smell or taste or... What do they call it?
Do you think he licks the dashboard?
Well, it's blowing in your face, right?
Right. Well,
it's steam.
It had a somewhat of a taste of salty air, but I was driving along the beach at the time.
That's right.
Yes, and that's exactly what it was.
It's water vapor.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that has anything to do with the air conditioner itself. I mean, it may be that it preceded the thing stopped not working. But the reason you got fog is that the air in the car was just so moisture-laden that it was condensing when the cold air hit it. And you saw that's what a fog is. You were making clouds in your car.
You were like 30,000 feet when
I could still see, but barely.
That bad, huh?
It wasn't quite that bad.
No, I don't think that necessarily means that there was something wrong with the air conditioner. It means, in fact, that the air conditioner was working. And what was wrong was that you were in a very, very humid area.
Right. But it did stop working after that. Maybe they're not related.
Maybe they're not related. Okay, so when it stopped working, did air keep coming out of the vents, but it wasn't cold?
Right. The fan still ran, and there was air coming out the vents, but it was not cold. I did have it checked at a service station, and he said, the attendant there said they put it on a tester that they thought the high-pressure switch was cutting out or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that familiar with it, but something about the high-pressure switch. But he recommended not bypassing that because it could cause other problems.
Well, yeah, the pressure switch really reads the amount of freon pressure that's in the system, and if it's not enough, it won't allow the compressor to kick in.
Right.
And they do that so that if you develop a system leak, you won't run the compressor dry and croak it.
Right. Well, he was able to bypass that switch and get the compressor to run properly.
Yeah.
But
And did cold air come out?
No.
Yes.
Ah.
Yes.
Yes?
Oh.
Yes. And,
well, that's good.
With the switch not bypassed, the compressor didn't run at that time. At the time he checked it, and there was no cold air.
Oh, good for him.
Gee, that's
good because now you've narrowed it down. You know that the compressor does work because the other thing that it might have been was the compressor itself.
Right.
But was in fact the air that came out really cold, or was it just colder than the hot air that had been coming out? I mean, was it sufficiently cold? Did you feel it was working the way it had been?
No, I don't. I don't think it was as cold as it should have been.
I don't think either. I think what you have is a leak someplace in the system, and you need to have it found with a leak detection test, and then you need to have it repaired and the system recharged. That's 1, 2, 3.
Okay, well, I'll take it in and get that checked out then and have it look for leaks.
Yeah, take it to an air conditioning shop. Don't take it to some guy that wants to bypass things. You don't want anything bypassed.
Okay, well, I'll take it in and get that done. I also want to say before we hang up here how much I enjoy your show every week.
Oh, gee, Bill, you didn't have to say that, but thanks.
The check is in the mail.
Make sure they don't cut that out.
Y'all are a couple of wild and crazy guys.
See you later.
Thank you, Bill.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
1-800-332-9287. Hello, you're on Car Talk.
Hello?
Hi, who's this?
Pat from Durham, North Carolina.
Hi, Pat.
How you doing?
Good. What's up?
I got a 1982 Toyota Tursel. It's got about 1 billion miles on it, actually 150,000 or so.
Really?
The odometer stopped rolling about 2 years ago, so I only estimate 150,000.
Well, we
Pretty
use
good.
scientific notation. You have 10 to the 9th miles on this.
That's about right. Anyway, when I'm, especially when I'm going slow and I make a left or right turn, I can hear some kind of rubbing up in the wheel wells. And it seems to be louder when I'm turning, but I can still hear it when I'm going straight, but it's louder when I'm turning.
Are you missing any household pets?
Plants.
Not that I know of.
No.
So the noise, I'm going to make the noise for you, Pat. And you can, no.
Kind of a rubbing, grinding kind of noise. And
You ready?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
Ooh, I love it.
Got it on the first shot.
That's it.
Yeah, jeez, I wish I've heard that noise frequently myself.
Often wondered what that noise was.
How long has it been doing this?
Well, it's been doing it for about a year, but it's been doing it bad for about a month. And people say it might be the wheel bearings or it might be the CV joint, but I don't know what the hell it is.
150K. I don't think I'd make any indiscriminate fuel purchases. This may be the end for this
A
guy.
buck at a time?
Yeah, I think so. I'd go with like change.
Whatever loose change you have in your pocket. 78 cents regular.
Well, see, my deal is I'm going to probably be buying a new car, but I want it to wait about 6 or 8 months. But if this car is going to require a lot of work, then I would just go out and buy a new car.
You know, it's interesting. We have customers that use the 6-month plan.
Customers who use the
So I said, we have customers who use the
You say that. We have customers that use. Who? Who?
I don't know.
Who's on first?
We have customers who use the 6-month plan. And what I mean by that is they come in with the worst of, even worse than my brother's car, the worst of jalopies, the jalopiest of jalopies.
Right.
And they say, all I want is another 6 months. So you, with baling wire and chewing gum and kitty litter, you make the car work for another 6 months. And you know what happens?
A year and a half later, they come in and they say, all I want is another 6
I
months.
just want to get through the winter.
Right.
Yeah, see, what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a new car for myself, but I was going to give this one to my dad, but I don't want to give it to him if it's going to be a lot of money.
Give? You don't give away a car that's got 150,000 miles, and you give it to the junk man.
No. This car can be fixed. You have either a bad wheel bearing or more likely a stuck caliper.
Stuck caliper?
Yeah. Can you make this noise go away by tapping the brake pedal sometimes?
No, it doesn't seem to be connected to the brakes. It seems to just be turning left or right.
And it never happens when you're going straight ahead, even very slowly.
It happens when I'm going straight ahead, but it sounds a lot louder and much worse when you're turning.
Could be any of these three things: the brakes, the two things that you mentioned.
Yeah.
It's going to be easy to figure out.
Well, Yeah, the brakes are an easy job. I can do those. But
No. I mean, you don't have to do the brakes to figure it out. You just have to bring it to a mechanic who can take a look at it, and he'll know in 5 seconds what's wrong with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If the CV joints are falling out, he'll say it's the CV joints.
It isn't the CV joints. I don't think it's the CV joints.
Could be.
I think it's a bearing.
Both of the big jobs, the CV joint or the bearings, they're both probably too much money to pay for this car, probably, right?
Well, what do you consider too much?
Well, I don't know what the blue book value on this car is.
It's off the chart.
A couple $100.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is in the brown book.
Yeah. Yeah.
In order of dollars, the CV joints are the most expensive.
Yeah.
Probably the caliper is the next most expensive, and the wheel bearings are the least expensive.
Okay.
But even the least of these, my brother,
the least of these, my son,
is going to cost
several $100.
It's going to cost you $150 to $200.
Yeah.
Well, that's not too bad.
No, that's nothing.
Right. Well, it's not nothing, but it's close to nothing.
Well,
But fix it. I mean, get it looked at any rate to find out what it is.
I mean, if it happened to be the wheel bearing, for example, it would be dangerous.
I know what it is.
If it goes when you're driving, right?
If it goes when you're driving, that would be very bad. So don't drive around much anymore. Don't drive around
This happens whether you turn left or right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not worse on either side.
That's not the bearing.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Yeah, it seems unlikely that both bearings would go at the same time.
Yeah, it's sounding more and more like my brother's first idea, which is caliper.
No, I was about to change that, in fact.
No, it is caliper.
Yeah?
Okay.
What were you going to change it to?
Air freshener.
Have someone look
Calipers
at
on
it.
upside down,
Have someone more helpful look at it.
Yeah, because it could be dangerous, and you don't want to be driving around with a car that all of a sudden one wheel is going to lock up and throw you into a spin.
You know what I think is really wrong with this?
That would be bad.
I think one of the backing plates on the front wheels is rusted so badly that it's occasionally making contact with the disc when you're making turns.
That would be nice. That would be fourth in order of cost.
Yeah, that costs you $20.
That's $20 worth. Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you very much, guys.
See ya.
Bye, Pat.
Bye.
We'll be right back with the answer to the puzzler after these messages. This message comes from NPR sponsor eBay Motors. It doesn't matter if your car is brand new or a vintage rumbler. There's always room to make improvements to take it to the next level and make it feel a little more like you. But how do you know where to go to find the right parts to do that? Well, eBay Motors has all the right parts at the right prices. Well, what does that mean? Well, it means they have 122 million parts all at your disposal. So whatever you want to do to your car, you'll be able to find exactly what you need at ebaymotors.com. Let's ride.
Do you remember last week's puzzler?
Of course not.
Well, anyway, here it is. It's time for it.
Yeah.
It was the puzzle about my neighbor Fred. Remember Fred?
Fred, I do remember Fred.
The guy that comes over and eats, while he's
the
waiting for me to come home from work. He eats my dinner, drinks
dinner,
coffee,
and then
dessert.
he's got problems. Right, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, here he is, sitting at my kitchen table, finishing my dinner. And he's waiting to ask me these questions. And he says, I was doing a brake job on my car.
Yeah.
And I decided that, I don't know exactly how it happened, but he needed new brake pads. It was this brand new 78 Volare, I think. I don't remember what it was. And he was putting new brake pads on his car, and he decided that he should put new calipers on also.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but he decided, the guy at the parts store talked him into it. So he puts the pads on, he puts the calipers on, and he can't get the thing bled. Of course, when you open the system, you have to bleed it and get rid of the air.
Yes. And when you take off the calipers, you have opened up the system. And it bleeds by itself, actually.
Right, that's right.
Hemorrhages, in fact.
Right, well, he had his wife out there. She was pumping the pedal, he'd open the bleeder. And after like 3 days of this, there was a river of brake fluid running down his driveway. I guess he called the guy at the parts store and said, geez, what's wrong with this?
So no matter how much he bled the brake system, the pedal remained soft. Mushy, one might say.
Right down to the floor.
Down to the floor.
That's not mince words. It was right down to the floor.
Right down to the floor. So there he was, eating dinner at your house, trying to get an answer. He must not have been too worried about it if he was eating dessert and everything.
Yeah, he was. He asked to borrow my car, actually.
Yeah.
So he buys a new master cylinder. And guess what? That doesn't fix it
Down
either.
to the floor.
But they were having a sale on them. You buy an air freshener, they give you a master cylinder.
No, you buy
for
an
free.
oil filter, you get a master cylinder for nothing.
So he has new pads, new calipers, new master cylinder, and the pedal's still on the floor. And I remember when I was talking to him over the phone, I wouldn't let him in the house. I had the double deadbolt on. I happened to knock over my bottle of Coca-Cola. Remember that?
Oh, now I remember the puzzle. You were
This was like Lieutenant Columbo, man.
You was talking to him on the phone. He was describing the problem in greater detail. You knocked over the bottle of Coke.
What really happened is I nodded off. I fell asleep.
In your head, as it hit the counter, knocked the bottle down.
The cover was on, and I saw the bottle lying on its side, and I said, Fred, I know the answer.
Yeah. I do remember this now. The famous Coca-Cola puzzler.
Well, it wasn't Coke. It was just some generic soda pop.
What's wrong with Coke? You want to badmouth Coke now, too? You've gotten us in trouble with every major
what was wrong with this?
in the world.
You know what was? He had
Motors,
put Coke in the Massachusetts.
Ford Motor Company, Honda.
No, I've never said anything bad about.
The lawyers have got more work to do than 20 lawyers could handle, and now you're going to do the same thing to Coke?
I never said anything bad about Ford.
I love Coke.
Ford.
I'm not going to ever say anything bad about anybody anymore.
No, you know what he did?
I like Pepsi too, for that.
You know what he did wrong?
I give up.
He did too. That's why I had to tell him. When I saw the bottle tip over on its side, I noticed that the air bubbles, obviously all the air that was in the bottle, wound up at the top, which is where the air always winds up, no matter what system you have.
Bubbles end up at the top.
Right. And the reason...
Nice guys finish last, let sleeping dogs lie, and bubbles end up at the top. Yeah.
And his bubbles were at the top, but he had put the calipers on reversed.
Upside
So his
down.
bleeders were at the bottom.
My God.
His bleeders were at the bottom, and when he opened the bleeders, what came out was more fluid.
And it looked like it was beautiful. I mean, what you're looking for is nice clear fluid to come out that's got no foam in it.
But all the compressible air was at the top, and he couldn't get it out because the bleeders were at the bottom because he had put the calipers on wrong. And I said, Fred, reverse the calipers. So he did. He put them on the back wheels.
Back the car up.
Do we have a winner?
We do. We have a winner.
I knew we had a winner. I mean, that was a senseless question. Really. There was no reason to ask the question.
Right. You should have
what
said,
do they call those kinds of questions? A rhetorical questions?
No, the rhetorical question is one you're not expecting an answer to.
Oh, I was not expecting.
You knew this is a question that. The winner is Laurie Nastis from Toledo, Ohio, and for her trouble of sending in an answer and spending 29 cents on a stamp, Laurie will get an autographed copy of our mediocre book, Car Talk. And we've also given her number to Fred, so if he's got any more questions about his brakes, he can call her.
Wow. 1-800-332-9287. Hello, you're on Car Talk.
Hi, this is Rita O'Sullivan in Watertown, Connecticut.
Hi, Rita.
Hi.
What's up?
I have a 90 Grand Caravan, which I bought new a year ago and loved driving it until it was time for the 15,000-mile tune-up, which the dealer did. And ever since then, I have had a really severe vibration in the front end when I accelerate somewhere between 45 and 50 miles an hour. Now, part of this tune-up included rotating the tires. And I'm wondering if at higher speeds, whether this vibration, you could feel it coming right up through the steering wheel, whether this is a transmission problem or maybe they didn't balance the tires. And
they didn't balance them.
I beg your pardon?
I doubt they balanced them. They just took them off the back and stuck them on the front.
Well, that would have been a silly thing to do.
Why? Everyone does that.
No, that would be a silly thing to do. No self-respect. This was a dealership?
Yeah.
No self-respecting dealership would take tires off the back and put them on the front without checking the balance.
Yes, they would.
Because when tires are slightly imbalanced, unbalanced, not balanced, and they're in the back of the vehicle, you don't really notice it very much. But when you have a tire, the same tire on the front, it just telegraphs that vibration right up through the steering wheel. So you always have to have tires which are more balanced in the front than you do in the back.
Well, as a matter of fact, I remember a few years ago, our friend Ronnie had taken his car to a Honda dealer to get it serviced, and he asked that they rotate the tires. And, of course, they did that. And when he drove it home, he got about half a mile away from the dealership and went tearing back, saying, "What did you guys do to my car? It's terrible. It's shaking and rattling and it's awful."
Rolling.
And what they had done was they had done just what you had done, except one of the rear tires was lousy, but you didn't notice it in the back.
Yeah.
And they said, "Oh, okay, we'll fix it," and they put them back where they were. I don't think they gave him his money back, but they put them back where they were, and it fixed it.
Yeah, or have them balance them.
But they wouldn't. They wouldn't balance them.
They should have balanced
They
them.
could have, but they didn't.
They should.
How many miles? 15. You have 15,000 on
This
it.
is at 15. It's pushing 18,000 now, and I like to go in there and tell them what I think it is, not just say, hey,
Well,
guys,
actually, you shouldn't do that as a general rule. Just like always leave well enough alone and let sleeping dogs lie. One of the other great unyielding truths is you shouldn't suggest to a mechanic what's wrong.
Or how much money you have to spend on the car.
Yes.
But I'd like to know ahead of time what it could be.
Yeah.
Well, we think it could easily be a tire out of balance, and it just went undetected. And if they're the original equipment tires, they're probably not great tires to begin with.
Right.
Because they don't put great tires on cheap Caravans that cost like $21,000, $22,000. I mean, what the hell do you expect?
What do you want for 20 grand?
So it is possible that it's not an expensive transmission problem, but rather a tire.
I hope not. Do you have the 604 transmission?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you hadn't mentioned, when you first described the problem, of course, my first thought was the transmission, because they have had this very problem with those transmissions. Right. But the fact that it was so coincident with the changing of the tires makes me think that it is, in fact, the tires.
Yeah, that's what, I mean, I had no problem with it the day before, and suddenly at higher speed,
That's it. Absolutely, positively, at least a 50% chance.
Well, the third axiom is that there's no accounting for coincidence. So be prepared for the worst. Put the tires back and see what happens.
Okay.
Go for it.
See you later.
So long, Rita.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Hey, you've heard of Wrongway Corrigan?
Yes, as a matter of fact.
Do you know who Corrigan is?
Sure.
Who?
He was a football player. Hockey. Wait a minute. Lacrosse. Wrongway Corrigan was, in fact, a football player who ran the wrong way.
I knew you were going to say that.
And I'm going to tell you who he played for.
You're going to compound this phony story?
Oh, never mind. I guess I'm wrong,
Well, I always thought he was a football player, too, until I read this little
I saw the movie. Wasn't Ron Reagan in that movie?
In 1938, aviator Douglas Corrigan
took
off from New York
with
the stated intention of going to California, but ended up the next day in Ireland, earning himself the nickname Wrongway Corrigan. I was on that flight.
We have, in our midst, we have Wrongway Berman.
Yes, we do have Wrongway Berman.
Our estimable producer, Dougie, was leading a group of journalists, among them our estimable John R. White from the Boston Globe.
They were trying to get from where? Pennsylvania to Boston?
And Doug says,
everyone knows Boston is east of
Pennsylvania. I know a shortcut. Why take all these interstates when we can cut across here, hang a left, hang a right, go through my grandmother's backyard.
Ended up in Ohio.
And they, after following him for a half an hour, they pulled him over and said, it's 24,000 miles longer this way. He was going south instead of north, I guess.
Oh, Dougie.
Oh,
shame of you.
We'll be right back with more calls and the new puzzler after these messages. This message comes from NPR sponsor CarMax and the Love Your Car Guarantee. Car buying can feel overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be that way. CarMax gives you the time you need to make the right choice. Take up to 24 hours for your test drive, and once you buy, enjoy a 30-day money-back guarantee up to 1,500 miles. Learn more and start shopping at CarMax.com. The new Love Your Car Guarantee from CarMax. Car buying reimagined.
With us, Click and Clack, the Tabbert Brothers, and we're here to answer your questions about cars, car repairs, and issues of mechanical harassment. I have to ask you, after how many years have we been doing this show? About 108 years?
17 and a half years come Thursday.
Why is it that Jennifer has to tell you every week where to put the microphone?
And I don't like what she tells me either. Well, because I'm not aware that it's here. I mean,
I understand. You are not a consummate professional.
I am not a consummate professional.
All right.
I'm not even a consomme professional.
Not even.
No.
Here's a new puzzler.
Do you have a new puzzler?
Yes, I do.
This is the time in the show when you usually give the new puzzler, because we have a very strict format to which we must adhere.
Yes.
Yeah. So you have a new puzzler?
No, I haven't come up with one yet, but I'm working on it. No,
go ahead.
Here it is. This is a short puzzler. Now, I don't like last week's puzzler was one of those long, drawn-out, protracted.
Those stories
never
about Fred,
ending.
my God.
I mean, Fred's a great guy, but I got to kill him.
On and on.
But I don't like those puzzles.
Let's have a nice,
What I really like is to just whip right through this part of the show, to just get through it, get it over with, do the puzzler, and move on to calls, because that's what we really want to do.
That's what we really love to do.
So I don't really want
to confront the challenge of these new questions.
I don't want to belabor this
day
puzzler
after
business
day,
anymore.
New and different.
Should I just go right into it, or do you think we need any more?
Okay, well that's the end of that. Next, let's take a call.
Here it is.
Yeah.
In all of its brevity, rearrange the following. You need a pencil for this. I'll give everyone a minute to get a pencil.
Oh yeah, this takes a pencil.
We'll take a break for a minute.
Well, everyone knows that you need a pencil for all our puzzlers because they have such depth.
Yes, and breath. Bad breath. You ready?
Yeah,
Get your pencil?
Of course I'm ready.
Rearrange the following 11 letters to make just one word.
Yeah, what are they?
U-S-T-O... Am I going too fast?
No.
O-D...
Was that two O's?
Yes.
U-S-T-O-O-D...
W-E-R...
W-E-R...
N-J.
N-J. I've got it already. Orange juice. No?
It's close, but I think that's 3 words.
Okay.
If you think you know the answer...
Well, you should repeat it, because those were a lot of letters. There must
All
have
right,
been a
so I
dozen of
repeat
them.
the whole thing?
Yeah, give them backwards this time.
All
J...
N... R-E-W-D-O-O-T-S-U.
What if someone actually thought he or she knew the answer to this arcane little puzzle?
Well,
what should that person do?
You should write to us at Puzzler Tower, and of course, as always, you write your answer on the back of a $20 bill, so even if you have the wrong answer, we can put your answer to good use.
Yes.
Puzzler Tower, Car Talk Plaza, WBUR, 630 Commonwealth Avenue, Boston.
Our fair city?
Mass.
02215 or 02215.
It's actually 022. O is a letter and 0 is a number.
We knew that.
1-800-332-9287. Hello, you're on Car Talk.
Hi, this is Georgia. I'm in San Diego.
Hi, Georgia.
What can we do for you?
Well, I have an 81 Fiat Spider.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Do you know there was a day not long ago that we used to work on those cars all the time.
Yeah.
And it was like some space invaders came.
With a big magnet.
And just sucked them all away. I came to work one day. And,
they were all gone.
Gee, a whole week went by. We didn't have any Fiats come in.
Yeah. Well,
how's that?
A selective magnet that only sucked up Italian iron.
Italian rust.
Yeah, and they all disappeared except for George's. Yeah.
Yes, and it's wonderful. Don't. I'm afraid to say this for fear it's going to fall apart on me, but I haven't had a lick of trouble with it.
Oh, defy the gods. Don't worry.
You haven't had a lick of trouble with a Fiat?
Nope.
Surely you jest.
Well, you haven't had any rusting problems. See, one of the problems that these cars had was rust. The other problem they had was wiring problems, which I think to a large degree, the wiring problems were due to moisture.
Anyway, why are you calling us, Georgia, if you're so happy with your car?
Well, I have loved it a bit too much, unfortunately.
You want to buy a Miata?
No, I'm not turning loose of it. It's wonderful.
Oh, okay.
No, I have loved this car a little too much, and I kind of left it out in the sun. You know the console part where the gear shift and the brake and everything is?
Yeah.
Cracked, melted, what?
Cracked, melted history. It's a mess.
Oh.
And I have been to my corner garage man, and he has no idea where to get a new one of these. And I've been to the guy that sold the Italian Motors guy, you know, the one with the cheesy accent.
Oh, yeah. Well, you got to leave with the car.
Yeah, right.
You know him.
Yeah. Rolando.
Yes.
Yes, I know Rolando.
And he has no idea where to get one, but
if you got it the cash, he got it the flash.
And I went to the Italian Motors dealer here, and the Ferrari guy just wasn't interested in talking to me. No. So where do I get one of these? I love the car, but it's really getting ugly there with all the plastic peeling off.
Well, you've got to start calling some junkyards, and they can put this out on the wire.
There's a junkyard wire?
Yes.
There's a junkyard wire, yeah.
Of course, no one will respond to anything so arcane as this piece that you're looking for. The other possibility is for you to take an adult education course in, like, Woodworking 1.
How about working with Lexan?
You're suggesting I whittle one?
You can make one out of clay,
right,
wood, Lexan, or any other of these exotic
some
materials.
Combination. If you could integrate 3 or 4 adult education courses into, and it'd be funny, you go from one to the other. What do you make? I'm making a console
collage. Now, here's a couple of other ideas. I'm surprised that you don't belong to the Fiat support group out there in San Diego.
I had no idea there was such a thing.
Oh, I'm sure that there is one, and I don't know where they are, but there must be one.
No, there is a Fiat club. In fact, they're looking for a new president. The other one escaped, and you may just fit the bill.
One thing you could do is go down to your local newsstand and buy a copy of Hemmings Motor News.
Okay.
And you might find someone in there either who has one of these things or has parts to them or whatever.
Or you could advertise it. This is what you're looking for.
Yeah. Another idea is that Fiat happens to be also associated with our pals Alfa Romeo. So I would go to an Alfa Romeo dealer.
Fiat owns Alfa Romeo.
And tell them to please go to the parent company and find out how you can get one of these, because I'm sure that they didn't change the design of this car for 100 years. So there might be many years' worth of Spiders where the console fits. And they might be nice enough, as we know all Italians are very nice. They would be nice enough to maybe write a letter home and see if they can locate one for you.
Well, I think Fiat still has an office in New York.
They do?
Yeah.
I'll do that.
It's a big building that says "Fix It Again, Tony."
Good luck, Georgia.
Thanks very much.
All right.
Good luck.
Bye-bye. Well, another hour of NPR's Car Talk has mercifully come to an end. Our producer in Car Talk's limiting reagent is Doug Berman. Our assistant producer is Dawn Jennings. Our engineer is Jeff Loeb. Our technical advisor is the Bugs, John Bugsy Lawler.
Jeff Loeb, did you just say?
Did I say that? Jennifer Loeb. I'm sorry. Did I say Jeff? Anyway, our technical advisor is the Bugs, John Bugsy Lawler. The guys at work are giving him a hard time about being called Sweet Cheeks, so we won't call him Sweet Cheeks anymore.
If he doesn't like to be called Sweet Cheeks, far be it from us to perpetuate this idea of his name being Sweet Cheeks. We won't call him Sweet Cheeks anymore. He doesn't like Sweet Cheeks? All right, so we won't call him that anymore. Forget about What's up? Get him out of here.
Our dean of the Department of Automusicology is Papa Ken Rogers. Could be twins from what I understand.
Could be twins.
Our public opinion pollster is Paul Murky of Murky